Hey, 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 how you guys doing? It's your girl, Mental Health by Annastasia on Radio 254. I hope you guys have been good. Last week there was a public holiday, so I didn't get to see you guys, but I hope you guys are doing well so far. The heat is doing its thing. I'm seeing it's trying, once in a while. We're in Nairobi, so it's bipolar. Kidogo. But anyway, I hope you guys have been okay. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and your week so far has been good. Today I have two lovely guests in the studio that I'm excited about, but you guys will learn about them later. Please stay tuned as we continue with the show.
Around the atmosphere until someone opens up the skies and lets us into heaven, lets us into heaven. Don't look at me, you look like the devil. Stand the way you're making me feel. Don't come near me, you make me feel evil. When you're around, my mind begins to reel. And don't try to call me or pretend to be civil. Be gone before my enemies kill. I just hate the way you are and I want to be as far away as I can from you. I just hate to see your face and I can't wait to erase every memory of you. I do, I hate you. Every time you come around, you got a suit-stained halo, pretending to be all sweet and mellow. But come on, don't try to be cute. I know all the evil things you do. I just hate the way you are and I want to be way you're making me feel. I just hate the way you are and I want to be as far away as I can from you. I just hate to see your face and I get what you erase. Every memory of you I do. I just hate the way you are and I want to be as far away as I can from you. I just hate to see your face and I get what you erase. Every memory of you I do. I hate you. The curtains are drawn, there's nobody home. Your letters have shown that you're not alone. That you're not alone. I want to be free whenever I see you're with her, not me. But I'll never be. But I'll never be. Hallelujah. It's nice to know ya. You took the socks from off my feet, said you returned them when we meet. Don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Don't see that. Don't see that. If I should see ya, I wouldn't know ya. Save all the knife inside my back. I wouldn't really take that back. Don't see that happening. Don't see that happening. Don't see that happening. Don't see that. Don't see that. So 3 years have gone. I stare at the phone. I write stupid songs to keep moving on. To keep moving on. There's something right and willing to strive where sorrows have thrived. It dares to survive. Hallelujah. It's nice to know ya. You took the socks from off my feet, said you returned them when we meet. Don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Don't see that. Don't see that. If I should see ya, I wouldn't know ya. Save all the knife inside my back. I wouldn't really take that back. Don't see that happening. Don't see that happening. Don't see that happening. Don't see that. Don't see that.
Okay. Hi guys, we are back. It's Annastasia coming at you. It's Mental Health by Annastasia on Radio 254. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are okay. As I said, I have two lovely guests in my studio with me today. You know, a bunch of late millennials, Gen Zs, beginner, those ones, those guys, those people, you know what I mean. In the studio today, they are both practicing psychologists, and I wanted them to talk about, you know, their life as Gen Z practicing psychologists in Kenya. But before that, we were talking about something very interesting in the studio with Mudhoni. There's Mudhoni and there's Tweba within the studio. But let's start with Mudhoni because Mudhoni's story is a bit interesting. And let's rant kidogo before we get into the topic. Mudhoni, go.
So what's up, people? My name is Mudhoni Wangai. So my story starts like this. I was fueling on my way here. So I go fuel. I leave the petrol station, everything is good. A few meters away from the petrol station, I get a call from someone random. And he says, ni mimi nimekuwekea mafuta sahi. So I'm like, did someone send me money randomly for fuel? Ama what's going on? Then he insists, no, ni mimi nimekuwekea mafuta sahi. So I'm like, okay, it hits that this is the attendant who has served me at the petrol station. And then he goes ahead to ask, ni vibaya kukuwa na namba yako?
Yeah. As in, like, oh no, city.
So I'm like, I don't appreciate this. So he even goes ahead to say, but Sina, I don't have bad intentions.
Yes, I trust you, sir. You random person. I
And
trust
then he
because you
asks
said
me
it.
why he shouldn't have my number. My number that I have paid for.
Ulienda Safaricom na ID yako.
You know, to think the fact that he went to the phone for the office, looked for my number, copied,
paste,
and then finya call.
And then finya
credit
call.
yake.
Na credit yake.
Credit.
And he didn't even stop to think, what
this
am I doing?
Safaricom is
Yani
expensive.
I can't.
Audacity, guys. What?
Audacity. By the way, watupe hii Audacity.
I would like it too because I feel like I'd be so successful right now.
We'd be so far. We'd be
Yes. Let me tell
rolling
you.
in Benzes and Beamers right now. People will just be looking at us like, who is that?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, that's my name. Now she's doing her thing.
Because of me, when I want to be able to just go to an M-Pesa number and call and be like, kwani kuna shida nikiwa na namba yako.
The audacity.
Yo, guys, see now, look at what we are going through as Gen Z.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a
What
problem.
kind of a me, I don't even know what I'd do. I think I just do on you. Like
I literally am thinking about calling the manager of the.
I would. I'd be like,
I'm like, what's up?
So, are you trying to say every petrol station I'll go to and every person who serves me, I'm just going to be getting the calls every time?
Yeah.
When customer care wanafanya,
And it's my own
feedback.
information.
They're getting
Then feedback through the official phone. What nonsense is that? Then how can you ask me kwani kuna like, oh my god.
Imagine. It's absolutely crazy.
I feel like that question triggers me every time. Kwani kuna ubaya? Yes.
Kuna ubaya.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. Lose my number, you cow. Like what? Oh my gosh. But we digress. We digress. But
by the way.
it's just that, just to get you guys into the groove. The gist of the thing. Anyway, so today we have Tweba and yo guys, give me a yo. Kwani kuna
Take
ubaya.
two.
I think from today, I'm gonna practice Audacity, right? I'm just going to just fill the room with all the Audacity I have, or first I have to look for it, but then after that, I will use all of it because I feel like I am dumbing down my success.
You are. We all are.
Honestly.
We all are.
Yeah, we just need to up our game. Just have the audacity in capital letters.
Yes.
And do your thing.
Kwani imagine.
Hauna ubaya, si ndio?
Kwani
Hauna ubaya, please. Just remember hauna ubaya and just do it. Yeah.
Nike it. Just
do it.
Just do it. The knockoff Nike. Oh my god. Hey, thanks guys. So today we have Tweba and Muthoni in the studio. And today we're just going to talk about, I feel like it's going to be like a ranting session stroke, oh my gosh, I love my career type of thing. The best of both worlds, I guess. But the reason why I chose younger therapists is just because there's a experience we have being therapists in Kenya and at the age we are, and I wanted to have various therapists come and just talk about their experiences in therapy, why they decided to join, why they are still there and they haven't lost their head and left, because sometimes clients can test you what. But yeah, so I'll start with Tweba. So Tweba, introduce yourself, tell us how long you've been practicing, what you focus on, and why therapy.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Tweba Senoi. I am what do I usually say? Now I'm forgetting everything. Once you're told to introduce, you forget everything.
It's the one for what is that question? What do you like, Bas?
Yeah. Now I'm just like okay.
Who are you?
So, as Anna said, I work as a therapist. I am certified in DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, for those who are not familiar, and I specialize in working with survivors of childhood trauma and people who are recovering from codependency. So that's kind of what I do. And wait, what else did you ask me?
Why therapy?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because I'm also a child of therapy. I started going to therapy when I was in Form 2.
Oh.
Like at one of the worst points of my life.
Okay.
The therapist wasn't what I needed then, but it kind of gave me a taste of like what it's about and the fact that there's someone outside family and immediate friends who can help you.
Who can help you? Yeah, that's
And
true.
who can help you see different perspectives and everything. And also that kind of now influenced me. At that point, I didn't want to become a therapist. I wanted to do something in chemistry or something, like forensic chemistry or something.
Oh.
But after that,
Interesting.
let me tell you, if I told you guys the whole story, you'd be like, what? You are not going down that path. You just Kubali, you are not going there. But after that experience, I realized, okay, I really want to help people. Chemistry will not give me that. And I was interested in also psychology. Like, why do people do the things they do? What's the motivation for human behavior? And then, as I say, the rest is history. Now here I am at the end of my degree. In fact, graduating this Saturday.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
Congratulations.
Yeah, hey, you guys have caused kelele.
Yes.
I know I just knew because I've just been seeing. I'm graduating on Saturday.
Exactly. You must
like,
know. We are joining the rest of
Congratulations! Welcome.
Thank you. So, yeah, I
Okay.
think that's why. Also, therapy is fun.
Okay, yeah,
Done
that's
right,
true.
it's
It's
fun.
fun. It
Yeah,
is
it's
fun.
Done right.
If done
Exactly.
right, yeah, it becomes
So-
very fun. Okay, that's interesting. Mudhoni, tell us.
All right. I have already introduced myself.
Yes.
No?
The beautiful story.
All right. I am a therapist. That is the thing that I am very, very passionate about. I have a BA in psychology. And I also went to a money counseling center and did a course there.
Okay.
So I have been practicing for about, a little over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been an interesting journey. What got me into this is my personal experience. I live with depression and anxiety.
Okay.
And because I struggled with it for such a long time, I first started feeling sad when I was 9. Of course, I didn't know I was depressed then.
Yeah.
I found out much later on. So because I went through so much, I realized I would love to be there for someone else going through that so they don't have to go through it alone.
Yeah.
The way I did for many years. So that's why I decided to get into therapy.
Okay.
Here we are.
Okay then.
I like that.
I like
That's
that
nice.
too.
Yeah.
So for the people who joined my show and actually have no idea, I didn't even know there were people who had no idea what I do. Because I'm like I actually get DMs like, so aside from the radio show, what do you do? And I'm like, what?
The radio show is kind of the side thing.
That's
then you
the
have
side. Yeah, I have the main thing.
Yeah.
So guys, I am also a psychologist. Been practicing for also a little over 2 years as well. We graduated around the same time with Donnie. Yeah.
Did
So
the road deal. A different story.
yes, are you? Man, we love you guys so much. But anyway, so I started practicing therapy. But how I got into psychology was my teacher in year 12 and 13 was just so interesting. Like, she made psychology so much fun. Like, I don't think we ever learnt and we ever had a normal class session.
Yeah.
Like, I remember she used to do tea parties on Thursdays, and then
Oh, wow.
we'd do
Okay.
like pseudo sessions. She'd teach us how to be therapists, and we're like in year 12 and 13, we're like, oh my god, this is what you guys do. And it was so much fun. So when I got into uni, I was like, yeah, but I was also struggling with my own mental illnesses. At first, my psychiatrist thought it was depression. To find out it was ADHD. Yeah. So that was what the problem was. After they started treating the depression is when my psychiatrist was like, yeah, it's adult ADD. Sorry, guys. But honestly, so far, it's been okay. It's been fine. I've been enjoying myself in therapy. I just have like 4 to 5 clients who just test my patience. But hey,
We move.
you need them
You need
to
them for
teach
growth.
you, some things. So I decided in this show, we're just going to just have a conversation about therapy and, how it is practicing, what were the challenges you've had, especially in the beginning when you started off, versus the challenges you're having now. The challenges tend to evolve. They don't necessarily go away. You just get really good at solving them and everything. So I'll start off with Mudhoni. What was the biggest challenge when you started out? When you decided I'm going to venture into psychotherapy, what was the biggest challenge you had?
I think my age was the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
If we can just talk about the elephant in the room.
You guys are killing me today.
My age.
That age
I
thing.
think there's so many people have gotten used to you can't be so young. You can't be a young therapist. What can you tell me? You've not experienced life. But they don't understand that there's a whole different world that is therapy.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with age. Yes, you might have seen a number of clients in your period, and you might have handled a lot of cases, but I don't think age is as big a factor as people
make it. Yeah, I actually agree. Hey, that age thing. Wow.
It's a thing.
It's a and then immediately people find out your age. It's just like you don't know anything, and you're just sitting there like.
And they don't understand that we've actually dedicated our time to understand different human behavior, different conditions, to really get to the best place that so we can help you.
So that we can help you,
care.
Exactly.
They really don't understand that, which...
I think they just believe, I don't know, there's that stigma that, there's no way you can know how to help me if you've not gone through life till a certain point. So, I guess by then we're how old? We're 22, 23, 22. Thereabout. So, in their heads, like, you're just a fresh graduate. You have no idea what life is about, so you won't be able to help me. Yet, that's not why we are giving you therapy. We are trying to help you. We've actually studied. We've dedicated a lot of time, guys. Those papers we wrote, man.
A lot of time.
The
In
papers
class
and out of class. And the amount of research we've had and certificates, because you've had Mudhoni went to Amani. I keep saying I also went to Amani. Like, there's so many things you have to do to even just start practicing, and it's continuous. It's not like you get your degree and then you just go into practice and then that's it. For psychotherapists, you're constantly, it's a constant learning curve. You're constantly learning, getting a certificate or another, finding out you're not really good at diagnosing one disease versus the other, so you have to study this other one. It's just, oh my gosh. But that age thing. Okay, how about you, Tuaba?
Well, I'll be honest, I realized I'm the baby here. Because I've only been practicing for 1.5 months or something.
Okay.
So for me, it's still the age thing. And actually, for me, I'll be honest, that's a genuine fear of mine. Because I've noticed, I have clients between 20 and the eldest is like 37 or so.
Yeah.
But I'm always afraid, whenever I see the 37-year-old, I'm always afraid, like, oh my gosh, will they start saying at you? Or will they start to see more of my faults as a therapist and kind of be like, okay, you're too young to understand.
Yeah,
or
and
like,
then that's it.
When you get clients who have kids or clients who are married. I'm not married, I don't have kids. So it's, for me, it's actually an insecurity that I'm working on as a therapist. I'm like, okay, it's okay. You just do your best.
Yeah.
If there's a situation that they come to you with, like you said, Mudhoni, and you have to like read up on it, do some research, become more familiar, I try to do that. But age is definitely, it's for me, I think for you guys, you're very lucky that you've kind of worked with that and you've worked past it. But for me, I think I'm still in that space of like...
trust us, we are still in it.
Oh, okay.
That insecurity thing you have, I still have it up to now, because I have a client who's 72 or 75, I'm not sure, and she tests me. By the way, if you're listening, we have a good relationship, but you test me. She tests me in that age thing. It becomes very apparent, like it becomes very apparent during that time, because we're like 4 generations apart. So because of that, half of the time when I'm trying to explain to her something or a concept that I'd like her to do, we're always clashing. Yeah. But she is my most frequent client. She is on time. Not even a minute. When she's a minute late, she will text you and tell you I'll be 2 to 3 minutes, and she means it 2 to 3 minutes late. She doesn't mean at it. No. And she's very consistent. She's good. But let me tell you that thing. It also gives me that insecurity you're talking about. I'm just like, one day she's just. By the way, I've had her for like a year. But every time I see her, I'm like, one day she's just gonna be like this child.
Yeah. It's a genuine concern.
This child does not understand what I'm trying to tell. So far, nothing. But I'm still afraid. I guess it's constantly just researching. And by the way, it never stops. You will always come across a concept you do not understand fully. However many years you've practiced, and you'll still have to research about it.
Exactly.
So for you, Mudhoni, when has it been that age thing? When has it been so apparent for you?
I think one of the very first clients I saw, it's just, the way we're saying it and them looking at you, and you can tell that they're looking at you and thinking, you little girl, you baby.
Yeah.
And she was in her 40s, with married, with kids and all that. And you could tell even the way she was expressing herself, she was being very careful.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to say too much. Because you could tell she looked, even when we first met, she looked at me like, are you sure you're Mudhoni? Yeah, I'm Mudhoni. And I think it's, for me, I remember one of my trainers at Amani was telling us a story, and it wasn't related to age, but I mean, it wasn't about age, but I think it can be related.
Yeah.
She was talking about how she wanted to go for marriage therapy. And she walks into the office, and it's a nun. And she's like, you can't be my therapist.
You can't, how?
You've never been married. You don't know anything. And she had that, but she decided to just give it time.
Yeah.
And she was saying after that, she was the best marriage therapist she's ever had.
Wow. Of course.
Because it's not about you being married or you being old or you
being in the situation or have experienced the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she had really dedicated her time to understand the different aspects about marriage, so she can really help her clients the best way possible. And I think it's the same thing. In as much as this age thing is a huge factor, if you truly come with an open mind and give it the time because therapy needs time. It's not an on and off switch.
Yep.
We are going to talk about that. You're right.
Don't expect to come into the first session and then you're good the next day. If anything, you'll come into the first session and then we'll talk about stuff and things will start coming up. And then you leave there thinking, what did I just get myself into? So I think it's really about time. So that was the client that was like we had the biggest challenge with.
So, and also that's the other thing. It's now overcoming that challenge with the client, because also it also makes you check your own biases, because you can tell, of course you can read from the non-verbal and the verbal communication that this person has a bias towards you, but it also makes you check your own bias towards them, because you're like, oh, they're old, they must think I am young, so that you don't project onto your client. It's a constant oh, hello, there's somebody on my on my live. I didn't expect it. Hi. Yes, it does need time and an open mind. Therapy does need an open mind, and also on the part of the therapist, as you as a therapist, you need to be open-minded. Constantly check your mind. Let me tell you. But we also need to talk about that time thing. But anyway, for now, we're going to take a bit of a break. Please, guys, join me as we listen to Chepchumba by 20 More Days.
Try, yeah. She'll take your breath away. She'll make you beg and pay the night away. Your dreams on heels, Oh, she's a wild, wild music, working hard to be free. Oh, Chepchumba.
take my heart, my body, my money, my everything. Ajabjumba, oh Jabjumba, oh please don't. Ajabjumba. Naona saa imefika, wakati wa kubadilika. Wahisi njaa, fedha una, mawazo nayo, ndio wajua, ndio wajua. Ya siku hizi yamebadilika, msielewi yamekuwa all about the money, money, money. Pesa, money, money, money. Pesa, money, money, money. Oh, pesa.
Hello guys, how are you guys? Mudani.
Hi. Hi, Anna.
Anger. So we were talking. I like this. I like today's show. I like it. We're gonna come back. I'll invite them again because let me tell you the content here. Anyway, so
Content is contenting. Thank you.
so we were talking about, first of all, graduating. As you know now, Trevor is graduating this weekend. Congratulations. And Mudhoni brought up something that has now touched a nerve on my end about now getting into practicing therapy, and how, in my opinion, the private sector, when it comes to therapy, is wanting even more than the public sector. So Ebu Mudhoni, tell us.
So we were talking about how, so we graduated and it was during that COVID period. But anyway, that aside, goes back to the age thing.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So there were so many different older therapists who
Yeah.
have been in the field for a really long time.
Mhm.
And so you talk to these people and you're like, yeah, I'm looking for an internship opportunity. You're not even like looking for a job.
No.
I just need an internship,
Yeah.
at least to get started.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at you, they're like, you should consider doing your master's. And it's as if they're telling you, just step aside,
Just go away fast.
just go away.
So
then
it was so dismissive.
We'll reconsider you when you come back after the 2 years,
Yeah.
after you've completed your master's. And
Yeah.
it's like, I was doing I've just completed my 4 years of uni,
Of uni.
giving my whole heart and soul, even went to Amani in between that, but I'm being so dismissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Let me tell you. So, and then the thing that actually angered me about that is now finding out about Ministry of Health's internship opportunities, because I found out after practicing for 1.5 years that I immediately after graduating I would have been earning with the government. I know most of the times you're like Gamba, you know, you don't want to deal with the government, you don't want to, you know, it's a bit sketchy. But they have something called the psychological cohort, and they have 2 cohorts per year. So I think there was a January one and then there's an August one. So for those, you know, graduating, you can try now. I'm pretty sure you can still apply. But the stipend per month is 25k untaxed, and they still pay for your NHIF. So imagine if you were graduating and you found out that Ministry of Health wants you as you are, like you fresh graduate, where vile uko. Come work, we'll pay you per month 25k, and we'll pay for your NHIF as long as you're, and NSSF as well. We'll pay for everything. Just come and work. The thing is that they need to know where you live, so that they give you contracts within your region. I found that out last year.
For them to even be so considerate to, where do you live?
Where do you live? Because I decided to apply and I was called. Last year when I found out, I decided to apply and I was called. I was just applying to see if it actually works. I'm so sorry, Gava, but my trust for you is very... Anyway, so I was like, let me try and see. Let me see, you know, what these guys are about. So you apply. The process is a bit odd. You go to there's a link. You go there, you apply, write in your details and everything. Then they call you. They call you. It's just an on-phone interview. Like, hi, how are you? You know, when did you graduate? Are you with any governing board? Yes or no? If yes, fine. If no, we can help you.
Wow.
We can help you.
Wow.
We can help you. Yeah. They'll help you, and then because they need your documents and stuff, you will email it to this Nini, and then it's this amount of money to apply. What we can do is we can pay it for you, and then out of your 25k first month stipend, we will deduct. But if you have the money now, you just, you know, pay for it. So that was number 1. Number 2, okay, so we think this is a good opportunity for you. Where do you live? Which region are you guys? I'm in Nairobi. What's the farthest place you can travel to? This part and this part. Okay, we have this and this hospitals and this clinics. Which one would be of interest to you? You'll be starting in this month. Full stop. That's how you do it. You're done. They get your bank details. I swear.
Wow.
You know, that actually
By the time you're done
upsets
with
me
by the time you're done with the phone call, it's a 2-hour phone call. By the time you're done, you have your job, you know where you're going, you know when you're starting.
That upsets me because some of these therapists that I was talking to, some of them work in government institutions. So I'm very sure that they are aware that there is a program like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But they
won't tell you.
won't tell you. And you know, that's the thing that angers me, because what do you lose?
Yeah, really, what do you
That
use?
that was another question
What do
I
you
was having.
lose?
And we need as many people, because it's still a growing
It's a thing.
field.
There's so
We need
many-
as many people
Just
as we
look
can
at
get.
the suicide rates
Yeah, that have
Tuanze
been
tu hapo.
increasing.
that have been increasing.
See, ati they're going
is
down.
A need.
There is a need.
need for therapists. So if you're able to help someone get into the field and help people, why wouldn't you? Because then I feel like that goes against what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're not trying to help as many people as you can.
No. And it doesn't take, I wasn't asking you to take every day, every second of your day to tell me it, even if it's a mental program where we are just talking to each other once a week. Once a week is a lot. If once a week I'm getting information from you, 45-minute call, I'm getting information from you, I'm going far. So imagine if that's what even I tell people nowadays when they DM me about internships. I'm like, Gava, just trust me, just Gava, just please.
And even
Go
away
to
from
Gava.
like a 45-minute
Yeah.
call, imagine just telling someone, it'll take you seconds.
Seconds.
Look up the Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health.
Period. Full
Hivyo
stop.
tu. Yeah.
Evo too.
Let me even help you guys some more. Ministry of Health is doing a mass, what is it called? Recruitment for psychologists in Machakos County. So if you're in Machakos County, can you go to Ministry of Health and check?
Machakos people. Me, one time.
Machakos people, they're doing a mass nini. It's ending in end of October, I think. The requirements, you guys will laugh, but the requirements are you need to have a degree, you need to of course as usual governing body, but a plus side is if you've been practicing, but if you haven't, please still apply because you'll still be. So yeah, imagine how long did that take me? It took me about
If you have a link for that, I think
yeah,
please
I'll
share
look
with
for
us
it.
and
I'll
then-
look for it. I saw it on my on my email. But yeah, how long did that take me? It didn't take me too
It
long
didn't
to,
take
you know.
We've
Especially
not
a
finished
minute.
5 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the other thing I had a problem with in the beginning. It was that like everybody was just dismissing you. And then these free internships that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because now that you've told me about that Amani one.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years unpaid, guys.
Unpaid.
2 unpaid.
Yes,
Not even 6
unpaid.
months, not 4
3
months.
No.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years unpaid. And you know the
48
thing,
months.
The thing I keep
24
saying,
months.
The thing I keep saying is you're basically this. I would like to think that organizations that really emphasize on come for sijui how many months unpaid, you're basically banking on cheap labor.
You are. By the way, that's another thing I have a problem with.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so how am I supposed to get there? Let alone me, who I do consider myself privileged, because guess what? Even if it's not driving a car, I can get an Uber or take a M3. The person who isn't supported by their parents, how are they supposed to come and do for you internship for 3 months for free? They were looking for jobs so they can get some cash.
Exactly.
You're not even willing to give them transport? Really? And that was another
after
thing.
2 months, it's not even that you'll hopefully consider
Guaranteed the
It's
job.
not guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's 3 months, and then scoot over. We bring in someone else for
Yep.
the 3 months unpaid.
For unpaid.
And it goes on and on and on and on. And not because there is no need for the work you're doing. There's need.
A huge need.
We need you. We need you, but not you. To
No,
pay you.
no.
We'll get another you.
You see, even for me, that's another thing I had an issue with. Thank God I got a good internship where I went. But for me, I think that bothered me a lot, because even when you enter that internship, you're still treated the way, like, now you start thinking of you're being shooed to the side.
To the side, yeah, you
it's
don't
you're
get
always-
practice.
You are just there because we had an internship and you were chosen.
And you were chosen.
But we're not going to give you work. We're not going to tell you. Like, for me, when I went for my internship, I think that's one thing that disappointed me. I'm sorry for the people who are listening who are there, but you all disappointed me.
Oh, no.
Because imagine, during the whole 3 months,
Yeah.
I only spoke to 2 clients. And it was just one session. Just one. And I was like,
so unfair.
And
I
yet
want
it-
more. I
It's
want
so unfair.
more. Yeah.
Because
I
you
want to-
applied so that you can actually learn.
Learn.
You can better yourself.
Yeah, but they're just like, okay, you go and see this client because they can't talk to anyone else. They don't want to talk to anyone else. Of course, me, I'm struggling there. I'm like, okay, try listening skills, open-ended questions, try to really understand the person. But at the same time, I'm like, I need more guidance. I also need to understand what you guys do here, because I was working at a HIV and TB clinic.
Okay.
So you see, they also have their own things that they do now.
That they do. Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, you go and read on your own. Just read these pamphlets and you'll be okay. And I'm like, I need more guidance. Like, just help me a bit. I'm not even asking you to hold my hand the whole way, but just hold my hand for the first 2 days, 3 days. Then after that, let me come to you with questions. But it's like,
no, they
interns
don't
are
want.
not seen as, especially in psychology, you're just
Someone,
Yeah.
and that is actually how I ended up in the education sector, because the first internship I got, I was in second year, and let me tell you, by the way, if you want to, please take your kids to my school Montessori in Westlands. It's near it's near Westgate. It's on Peponi Road. First left, Apple. That is where you take your kids, because I will never forget. My boss was called Bijal. I don't know if she's still around. No, actually she is. I still talk to her. Bijal, thank you so much. This is why I entered. It was an internship. She didn't specify it was paid or unpaid, but she wanted psychology students from USIU. Okay, fine. I entered. I wasn't expecting pay. After the first week, I realized, hey, because I was working during the day, mind you, she was actually very, very flexible. So much so that if you had exam week, you weren't supposed to come to work.
Wow.
Like you were told, don't come to work. But anyway, that was just the sidebar. The first week I was like, whew, it's becoming expensive to go to work and then go to school, because I was commuting. I was taking a math 3. So I just emailed the BTL. I was like, hi, I would really like some transport to be able to come from the school, from work to just go to school. From the house to school, it's not that expensive. I live close by. She's like, see me on Monday. So I'm like, okay, fine. On Monday she calls me. She's like, hi, what I'm thinking is that I'll be paying you 15k per month, and then do you have an HIF? I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, okay, you give me an HIF nini, and then I'll be paying for you an HIF. And I'm like, okay, but 15k is a lot. I just need a transport. Then she's like, oh no, 15k is your salary, the transport is this allowance, you'll be getting 6k transport allowance.
Just like
I'm an intern. I'm on second year. I don't have a degree. I had nothing. Mind you, she used to make sure I was in the middle of teaching the kids. I had a lesson plan she had created for me. Like you were going to learn. And then every Friday, because Friday was half day, so she'd come. I didn't have a lesson to teach between noon and 1. So we'd have a feedback session on how I did and what I need to learn, what to do. And if parents do this is what you need to do. And what she thought about how I conducted myself.
My goodness.
Look at that.
Look at that.
You see, I'm even jealous, Luki. I'm just like, I wish
Let
that
me
was
tell you,
me.
it's why I ended up in the education sector, because even the first job I was about to get, the one I was telling you, Mudoni, about the one in Ruiru, these guys, I went for the interview and these guys gave me my transport back.
Wow.
So I figured, I'm like, so they were like, where did you come from? I was like, I've come from far, but it's okay. So they're like, okay, Sawa, have some lunch, because it's lunchtime. The interview has taken long. We've told the kitchen staff to serve you some lunch and some tea and some water. Go and sit in the dining hall. We'll be back. So I'm eating my lunch. I'm about to leave. They come to me. They're like, what's your M-Pesa number? I'm like, why? They're like, oh, we need to send you transport for coming for the interview. I said, okay.
Wow.
Mind you, you're talking to a therapist, you've cried, you've almost wanted to go on your knees, give me internship, and you need to get your master's degree.
It's, my goodness, honestly, I'm so grateful to people like those.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To people like those who actually take their time to help you grow.
Yeah.
And to make an impact in your life, make a positive impact in your life.
Yeah.
It's something I think we actually need to have a bank for people like this.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you're looking for someone to come and do the internship at your organization or whatever, please hit us up.
Actually. Because I feel like that was the hardest time for me. You know, it was COVID. People were not hiring already.
Yeah.
You're trying to use the networks you've already built from your SIU to try and get a job, even if it's an internship. Yeah. And everybody is telling you, and it's COVID time, everybody's telling you unpaid, 3 months, unpaid. And then it's unpaid 3 months, you're working Monday to Saturday, 8 to 5. You know, it's I don't know. Yeah. It's a bit, it was stressful.
It's either unpaid or they're paying you peanuts.
Yes.
And pennies. And at a peanuts are a lot.
You'll be blessed if you're getting the peanuts.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so now like for you now to about 3 months, 2 clients.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still kind of salty about it because, okay, for me, maybe I had the wrong expectations. I am going to admit that because I've also had a lot of people did not have good internships.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so much room for growth in that because like even for me now, I'm thinking when I get older, when I'm like 40, 50 and I'm opening my own, like psychology thing, I'm going to make sure that interns come there every 3 months. We have interns. And I'll be giving you work. I'll give you
my friend.
Easier cases, but I'll give you work when they will say, and I'll watch. And I'll be like,
psychological notes that never finish, that never end. You will learn.
You will learn because you are not going to, after you leave me, wherever you go,
Yeah.
I want you to be able to handle, like, at least the simplest cases.
Yeah.
Be able to talk to a client, be able to listen, also be able to see, signs and symptoms of this or this or that.
Yeah, but you're
at
going
least
to
the basics.
You're going to go. You're going to work.
I'm
going to make sure.
And then also I make sure they are paid well. Just intern salaries. Just seems simple to cover at least transport, food. Or if they are living on
bundles,
their own,
kitu kidogo on top.
First of all, I find it so condescending when an employer asks their intern who they're paying nothing. Also, you live by yourself. Ama, do you live with your parents? I'm like, so how would I be living by myself?
Yeah.
When you pay me nothing.
You pay me
Please
nothing.
think about it.
You're paying me
Think
with
about it.
Yeah, think about it. Really.
exposure. you're paying me. I don't know how
But will I
exposure is
eat
going
exposure?
Thank you. Landlord
Fuel
atakubali
my car.
exposure.
Atakubali exposure.
Really?
Niende niambie landlord 3 months itakuwa exposure. After that tutangangana.
Exactly.
to. A question, no. Do you live on your own?
You answer. You think about it and answer.
Yeah.
With your exposure
Essentially.
salary,
Yeah.
would you yourself be living by
It goes
yourself?
back to the beginning of this conversation. Kwani ni vibaya kuwa na namba yako? Hebu jibu tu.
There's a theme. I can see there's a theme.
There's a theme.
Yeah,
There's a
here.
There's a theme here, but yeah. Okay, so now after we have ranted, we will be we will be back, guys. But now we're gonna talk about the nice parts of therapy. What are the highlights you've had for yourself since you started practicing? There's the 4-month experience. There's the 2+ years experience. We're gonna talk a bit more about now what are the highlights, because we have so many highlights. Like therapy has been fun. Of course, we needed to rant because hey, it was on our chests. But now next, it's Nita Change by Rush Band.
kid. Mama says she's here, she's on the other side. Mama said this fear insurgent's gotta die. Mama, we don't know what we've all become, 'cause your son's so numb to what they've all done. Over my children, it's a wrap. Sitting comfy right there on a fat man's lap. Feed me crumbs so I'm numb to that stack bag. While you lay on the ground, they move big cross town. Campaigns, you can't escape that same old sound. The government's loving it while we're clapping hands, raising flags. New faces still even blameless, and that's facts.
gold's food for the soul. A stolen plundered your own. I got you stuck to my hole. Now watch me as I grow. A free state is all for show. So if my story ain't told, hello,
back for the last quarter of the show. We are now going to talk about the highlights of practicing. And this time, I think I'm going to start with Tweba. Tweba, could you tell me what has been the highlight so far for you for the past, time you've been practicing? What has been the highlight?
I think my highlight is literally just getting to meet my clients. Like especially once you establish that trust, they get to know you, get to know them. Me, I can safely say I genuinely love my clients. Like, I want to see them flourish. I want to see them doing their best.
Yeah.
And even when they're struggling, it's like I don't see them as any less. I'm just like, no, you're just human. And, now what I specialize in, I can see the places where they struggle. And I'm like, listen, it's understandable because of what happened.
Yeah.
But now you have a chance to turn things around.
Yeah.
So I think just getting to interact with them, seeing them grow. There's sometimes in sessions where they tell me, oh, I did this, and I'm about to cry. I'm just like, wow. I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud. You're doing so well. Even when they make like the tiniest step,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
You get to
even now I'm like teary-eyed. I'm like, no. I'm thinking of them and I'm like, I'm so proud of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just getting to see them grow, getting to see even from the starting point to wherever we've gotten with them, and then also getting to, I think for me also learning has been a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
Like, this job challenges you big time.
Yeah.
From your people skills to the skills we need specifically for this work, to your knowledge. Like, if you don't, kama ujui vitu za DSM, for those who don't know, that's the book we use.
Our Bible.
That's our Bible. If you're not familiar with those things and a client comes to you and says, oh, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, you might end up, it's very easy for you to misunderstand their situation.
Yeah.
They might have a particular symptom, you don't know what it is, and then you misread it, do something else that aggravates the situation. So for me, I think getting to meet the people, walking the journey with them, and also learning, those are my favorite parts of the job. And I think I'm just going to be chill here forever.
Yeah.
I think this one I'm good. I just have higher up, but I'm good with it.
You're good
now.
with it now.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I would echo what Tweba has said. Seeing my clients get better is the biggest thing. If I could die right now, I'd have died fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because I helped someone in whatever way. To just see them, if it was someone who was struggling, who had social anxiety, for example, and now they're able to walk up to someone and introduce themselves, that is such a big win.
Yeah.
It is. You've just
Or
reminded me of
someone
someone.
who was struggling with like self-esteem. And then I had a client who was really struggling with that. And I started doing affirmations with them. And when we started, it was such a, do I really have to say this? And I'm like, yes, you do.
You do.
Yes, you do.
Let's do it.
And then a couple of sessions later, a couple of months later, and they're like, we haven't said the affirmations. I am this, I am that, I am. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
And they even did like artwork on their mirror so they can look at the affirmations all the time.
All the time,
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. To
It's a
think
great feeling.
of where we started and where you are
where
now.
you are now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just reminding them. Sometimes they forget. They tend to forget.
Yeah.
Like, you do know that this was not 6 months, 3 months, 2 months ago. You were not able to do this.
This is not where you are.
This is not where you
This
are.
is not where you are.
And here you are taking the
here you
initiative to do it for you. You are reminding me.
You're reminding
You are reminding me that we haven't done it.
Exactly.
Nimemaliza kazi yangu by the way.
Gosh.
Hey.
See, we are done
That-
now.
Yeah, we can terminate sessions now.
We are done.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're
by the
doing
way.
so well. Look
Doing
at
so
you.
well. But yeah, that's I think, for me the highlight has been, unfortunately it goes back to age, but it's been that there's a comment I got which I kind of felt bad in the beginning, but now I'm like, okay, because I was told by one of my clients, she was like, in the beginning I was apprehensive because of the age difference, but let me tell you, I have learned more from you than I don't think I'd have ever learned from anybody else. And I was just like,
Oh, wow.
Aye.
thank you so much. I was
So validating.
I was like, thank you. And actually, most of the times, that's another thing, highlight I have about practicing, is when you believe, there's also times, as I'm always doing on my TikToks, what is it called? That thing that we go through, imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And it's constant. Let me tell you, it's constant with your age. It's constant. And a client will come and just surprise you, will 180 the entire session, be like, I'm quite happy I found you as a therapist. And you're like, huh?
A client said that to me the other day. I almost cried.
Yeah, you just want to
like,
cry.
What do you
You're like,
found me at a wewe. What do you know what you're saying? Do you know me?
Do you know me? Do you know who I am?
And I'm just like, no, but that's how they feel.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And if that's true, it's an honor to be with them. Then I guess, okay.
Thank you so much. But yeah, that when you get that feedback from clients, you're like, I'm happy that I found you. I'm happy that we've had this journey. And I'm like, you're welcome. But also thank you so much for that statement, because I've been feeling some type of way, and just watching them grow, be consistent with their work. That thing for reminding you always kills me every time also, because they're like, we haven't done this, and I'm like,
hold up, okay, good job,
thank you.
Yes,
we shall do it then.
We haven't done it, I'm sorry. We shall do it right now. That thing always just gets to me. But yeah, therapy is it's a constantly challenging career to be in, because again, as I said, you're constantly learning. Like there's nothing, you don't know everything. So every time somebody will come, there'll be, as Twaba said, there'll be just that one symptom that you're not even aware of. And you think you've studied the thing, then some person comes with this one symptom, and you're like, I don't know that one. So now I need to check, I need to continue learning. But it's, it's good, it's fulfilling. So now the closing remarks, what do you guys, what would you guys like to tell people about, number one, what would you like to tell the young therapists, the ones like Kinatwaba who are graduating this weekend? We're going to start with Mudhoni, then we'll go to me, and then we'll go to Twaba. But what do you have for the graduating class for this year about therapy and, joining or anything, any little thing you have for them?
I think I would tell you, you're about to start a chapter of your life that is going to be the most fulfilling chapter of your life.
Ooh.
That's deep.
Sorry, my fingers were not snappy. Yeah.
It's a beautiful path you've taken. It's not an easy path.
No.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you will be in a session with someone and they're crying and you're holding back your tears because you can't cry.
Yeah.
You can't both be crying. You'll have clients like those. So sometimes after the session, you need to call another therapist because you're like, I need to do a debrief.
Yeah.
This was heavy.
This was heavy, yeah.
Some days are going to be like that. But even through those days, it'll still be so fulfilling.
That's true.
So fulfilling. I think that's the one thing I would tell you. And don't listen to the older therapists who are going to come and tell you to...
The dismissing ones.
Yeah.
There are some who are... well, mine is going to be... Yes, don't listen to them. Imagine, even them, they started from somewhere.
Yeah, they started from somewhere.
Okay, so even you have to start from somewhere. Maybe they may have forgotten based off of the amount of years they've been in that place.
Yeah.
But even them, they started somewhere, and you have to as well.
Yeah.
Number two, imposter syndrome will always come. You will always doubt your capacity and your capabilities when it comes to this field. Let me tell you something, even those people who are dismissing you don't know everything.
Yeah.
By the way, they don't. How many times... I can be a good example. I have been misdiagnosed, I think, 3 times. Finally, now they found the correct diagnosis. So if people who've been in the field for 30 years have misdiagnosed me 3 times, even you yourself, it'll still be a learning curve for you. And number 3, help the next young therapist.
Yes.
Continue helping the next young therapist. Whatever information you're putting online, make sure it's helping the next young therapist, because we need many. The suicide rates are increasing. They haven't plateaued. I think they doubled from the time there was COVID. And then even now with the cost of living rising, it's almost tripling now. We need more therapists. So help the next young therapist. Information you get, share it. There's nothing like too much information. Make sure you're sharing it. Anything you've learned that you feel like even the next person needs to know, even us share with us, because even us, we don't know everything. So share with the next therapist, the next young therapist. Talk about the field. I know there hasn't been much of communication amongst therapists. It's the kind of platform I've been trying to build, as you can see. Just help the next therapist. Make sure you're on their side. The side is psychology and mental illness, not, psychologist versus psychologist. So help the next person. That's all I gotta say. How about you, Twaba?
So is it parting shot to everyone or to psychologists or to...
Tuseme psychologist kwanza. We'll do
Okay.
everyone.
So I think to my fellow psychologists, I say, like, let's just keep doing the work that we do. I think we've always been important. Always. Even if our field is kind of young, especially in like a country like Kenya, we've always been important. And of course, we have our days when we doubt, is my work really making a difference? Yeah. But for me, I've come to see whether people like it or not, whatever people say, we're still important.
We
Our
are
work is
very
still
important.
And I guess just continue growing, continue getting to expand your mind and stuff like that. And then also what you mentioned about like networking with our fellow psychologists, I feel like we really need to, especially as younger ones,
we do.
We need to like continue to strengthen that, because through that, I think we can also now impact other younger therapists as they keep coming.
Keep
Keep
coming.
coming.
Keep
And
coming.
also just to create good relations between us. You know, when I have a client or someone comes to me and says, oh, I want a therapist who specializes in this or that, I say, okay, there's Mudoni, there's Anna, there's Juhu, there's Juhu.
Yeah.
You know, so that we can also just create that community.
Yeah.
And hopefully with time, we can even have like 2 events where it's just us hanging out. You know, we can
That is
have
my
games
plan, by the way.
together.
But I will talk
You
about that
know.
in another show. That is my
Yes.
plan.
Okay. I'll be quiet.
It's a plan. It's
Yeah.
actually a plan, because I feel it'd be so nice. Like the number one thing I realized about the younger therapists, we're so much fun. We are so much
Can
fun.
yeah.
We tunapendanga enjoyment. I see a lot of us in like other like events I go to, and I'm like, hey, what's up? So we're so much fun. I'd really like one now where it's just us. It's not really about therapy. It's just about us networking and getting together and actually socializing together and getting each other's names and cards and stuff like that. Now, the parting shots for everybody, I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes each. We're going to start again. Let's start with Tweba now. What is your parting shot for everyone listening?
So for everyone out there, I know you have been hurt. For me, let me speak from the people who have come to my DMs. I know you've been hurt by other therapists.
Yeah.
Sometimes the older ones who are not very good in the empathy. But if you do need therapy, you can reach out to any of us or any other therapists who you see online. Trust me, there are a lot of good therapists out here. Like really good ones who like genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
And I know you've been hurt, but it's okay. You can start again.
You can.
If therapy is really the best option for you, just take a shot at it. Remember that also, if a therapist, you go for 2 sessions, you find this therapist is not a good fit, or you feel like they're maybe crossing boundaries or hurting you in more than they're helping, you can fire them in quotes. But do it respectfully, because they're still people.
They're still human beings.
Yeah, find what works for you. Also, if you're in therapy right now, remember to do your work outside the therapy sessions.
Yes.
It matters
Oh
a
my
lot.
goodness.
Yeah.
I
Your
agree.
therapist is here to support,
Yeah.
to guide sometimes, to show you different perspectives, but then they can't do the work for you. The work is yours,
Is yours to do.
and you can do it.
Yeah.
Step by step. And just continue to believe in yourselves, even as you go through therapy.
Yeah.
Things will get better, even if it's not right now. With time, they'll get better, and you'll be in a better place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I like that. How about you, Mudoni?
I think I would want anyone out there who's currently struggling to know that they're not alone. And I feel like we say this a lot, and it can sound cliche when we say it really does get better, but it does.
It does.
Right now, it might seem so overwhelming, whatever it is you're going through, whoever who's listening, it might feel overwhelming. It might feel like it's a lot or like it's the end of the world, but it's not. It's not. It really gets better. And I was at Crawford International School the other day, and I was just sharing my story with the parents there, and I was telling them, if anything, I am evidence that it gets better.
It gets better.
And I was actually sharing with them that October 26th of this year will be 3 years since my last suicide attempt.
Wow.
That's if that's not testament enough that it will get better, that you can overcome, I don't know else. I don't know what else. So you're not alone. Reach out to someone. If you're not ready to see a therapist right now,
it's okay.
You can still reach out to someone, to a friend, to a family member, anyone. Just make sure you reach out to someone.
Yeah. Okay. And for my parting shot is continue listening. No. Audacity. I forgot. And I also forgot I was doing a giveaway because, this topic always just gets to me and I always get carried away. Let me start off with the giveaway. So I am asking you guys to DM me what was the name of the first ever show I did on Radio 254. The first person to DM me that answer will get the ticket for Podcast Day on the 30th of September 2022, being hosted by Radio 254. It's going to be so much fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it because I had prior engagements to go for. I promised some people some things, very important people, by the way. So yeah, just tell me what was the name of my first show ever on Radio 254 last year. I know the 1 year anniversary is coming up. I'll do a giveaway for that. But for now, for the ticket, what was the first, the title of my first ever show? If the first person to DM me that will get the ticket. Anyway, my parting shot for you is this. As much as you may have been disappointed by other therapists, therapy is about continuously looking for the right therapist for you. I am testament. I've had 6 therapists so far. In the past, we're in 2022, 4 years. So every year I had 2 therapists. And that's just because either at one point I felt like we had hit a plateau and they weren't helping me with whatever I needed help with, or they were just not helping. And I've had therapists from different ages. There are some older therapists who are really nice. I must actually commend them for, helping me. There are others that I've really had a battle with. Right now, I have a really young therapist, so yeah, I think we're like 5 years apart. But it depends. And I know you've had a terrible experience with therapists, but not all of them are bad. And maybe some of them were just not equipped to help you. Doesn't mean they are bad therapists in their field.
Yeah.
They were just ill-equipped in helping you at that time. So continue trying. And if you're not ready to keep trying, it's okay. Find someone to talk to. It's important to have a conversation about it. But thank you guys for listening in on Mental Health by Annastasia on Radio 254. Thank you, Mudhoni. Thank you, Tweba, for coming to my show. I'm so happy. This was a really nice show. Yes, you're very welcome. I'm pretty sure I'll do it again. I like, repeat guests. It's usually so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's sunny. Take care. Make sure you hydrate. It's hot. My gosh. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in at Mental Health by Annastasia on Radio 254. Bye, guys.
Wanipigia sishiki, wanitumia ujumbe sijibu. Sijui ni kwa nini, I wish ningekuwa na majibu. I don't want to disappoint you, so I would rather avoid you. But believe me, I feel you. Na ni kweli ninajaribu, lakini moyo